Hello, I'm Nisha Pandey and you're watching Prime Times News. Let's start with the headlines. The last rites of senior Nepali Congress leader and lawmaker Pradeep Giri, who passed away last night, performed at Pashupati Arya Ghat. Huge crowd of people to pay their respects from the hospital party office to Arya Ghat. The Election Commission claims morale of elements disrupting the elections is increasing due to the lack of immediate action against them. Complains that the government has not guaranteed security. Dunge Dhara in Kathmandu in crisis. The historical stone streams could not be protected due to lack of water in the stream. Water shortage becoming acute. At least 36 people killed and 145 others injured in heavy monsoon rain-triggered flash floods and other rain-related incidents during the last 24 hours in Pakistan. And Sports Minister Bhadra claims that the election will not affect the 9th national game, informs that the budget for the competition has also been released. Now news in detail. Nepali Congress leader Pradeep Giri was cremated at Pashupati Arya Ghat today. The last rites of senior Nepali Congress leader and lawmaker Pradeep Giri, who passed away last night, were performed at Pashupati Arya Ghat. His son Santosh Silwal Giri lit a candle on Giri's body at Pashupati Arya Ghat. Leaders and cadres of various political parties, including the Nepali Congress, reached Pashupati Arya Ghat to pay tributes to Giri. Giri's well-wishers and supporters were also present in large numbers. Before it was taken to Pashupati Arya Ghat, his body was kept at the Nepal Congress Central Office, Sanepa. Giri, who was suffering from throat cancer and pneumonia, died at the age of 74 at 9:30 p.m. on Saturday. The ruling Nepali Congress Party has decided to mourn its intellectual leader Pradeep Giri's death for 13 days. An emergency meeting of the party's Central Working Committee held today morning decided to hoist the party flags at half-mast for the first 3 days as a sign of mourning. The party's key officers across the country will have a condolence book to let people express their final homage to the popularly known socialist thinker. Likewise, the party will host condolence assemblies on the 13th day of his death. Until then, Nepali Congress will not hold any formal event except for condolences and mourning. Indian leaders paid tribute to the socialist thinker and Nepali Congress leader Pradeep Giri and expressed their condolences to the family. India's Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar paid tribute to Giri by tweeting on Twitter. He gave a brief description of Pradeep Giri and prayed for the eternal peace of his soul. Similarly, Sitaram Yechuri, the leader of the Communist Party of India, also tweeted and remembered that he fought for democracy. In the tweet, he expressed his respect to Giri. Likewise, Mohan Prakash, spokesperson of the Indian National Congress, also paid tribute to Giri as a socialist thinker and a Gandhian. Likewise, Bahujan Samaj Party (BSP) spokesperson paid tribute, saying that India has lost a good friend. Apart from this, other Indian leaders also paid tribute by praising his socialist thinking. Giri had very good relations with Indian leaders. He had completed his master's degree on philosophy and economics from Jawaharlal Nehru University. Nepal recorded 283 new cases of COVID-19, along with 479 recoveries and 0 deaths from the deadly virus. As many as 3,423 samples were tested for COVID-19 on the day. Of them, 202 PCR and 84 antigen tests turned out to be positive for the deadly virus. There are currently 4,407 active cases of COVID-19 across the country. Among them, 4,155 are in self-isolation, 196 in institutional isolation, 51 in ICUs, and 5 on ventilators. So far, 11,992 people have died from the virus across the country. Meanwhile, the Kathmandu Valley recorded 136 cases of COVID-19 on Sunday. Of them, 116 cases were recorded in Kathmandu, 8 in Bhadra, and 12 in Lalitpur districts. The farmers of Chhapa demonstrated today, saying that the interim order of the Supreme Court stopped the subsidy amount for working according to the agreement made with the Nepal Livestock Sector Innovation Project. They opposed the interim order issued by the court, which states that private firms and companies do not fall under the target category of the project, so payment should be stopped accordingly. The aggrieved farmers' battling committee organized a press conference in Kathmandu today and complained that the government had left the farmers distressed by withholding the subsidy amount due to the court's order. They have also warned that if the government does not give justice, they will protest strongly. They claimed that the agreement signed between the World Bank and the government of Nepal on 21st of January 2018, the additional beneficiaries of the project are clearly mentioned as farmers groups, cooperatives, producers, associations, and private firms and companies. Chief Election Commissioner Dinesh Thapalia has said that since those who disrupt the elections cannot be punished immediately, the morale of such elements is increasing. Stating that the act of disrupting the election is against the law in an interaction program with media persons in Lalitpur today, Thapalia said that the morale is increasing because such elements cannot be prosecuted. He said that it is not acceptable to say that the election was cancelled due to the lack of security, so he sought assurance of security from the government. He said that based on the experience of conducting the local level elections in one stage, the government was requested to hold the elections of the House of Representatives and the Provincial Assembly in the same stage, and the government fixed the dates accordingly. Thapalia said that withholding the election in one phase will reduce the management and other election expenses. Thapalia informed that although the Commission did not have enough time to prepare for the election, the Commission has moved forward with its work rapidly. Meanwhile, the Election Commission has directed all three levels of government not to conduct new programs that are not specified in the government's plan and budget. As the water in the Dhara within the Kathmandu Valley has stopped, the shortage of drinking water is getting worse. Until 2020 Nepali year, the water of Dhara was enough for the residents of Kathmandu. For the next few years, the people quenched their thirst with the water of Dhara. However, with the increase in population and urbanization, the demand for water in Kathmandu started to increase and the existing Dhara gradually dried up. Due to unorganized houses, construction of large buildings, roads, and other structures with indiscriminate mining and quarrying, the water cycle inside the ground has deteriorated and the water on Dhara have started to dry up. The disappearance of royal canals and ponds is also believed to be the reason it's drying up. At present, water is receding due to drawing of water from wells and boreholes, so water has stopped coming to Dhara. Its water inside the valley cannot sustain the population here, but researchers say that it is possible that 50% of the residents will have access to water through Dhara. Unfortunately, let alone bringing water back to Dhara, the government has not even paid attention to the protection of Dhara. The employees of the community school staged a demonstration in Kathmandu today, saying that they were not even provided the minimum wage. They staged a demonstration at Maitikar in Kathmandu, saying that the local level did not provide additional funds as per the instructions of the central government. In the current financial budget, it is mentioned that the teachers and school staffs of early childhood development centers will be provided with a minimum monthly salary of 15,000 as determined by the government. And for that, the government will provide a monthly salary of 8,000. And it has been arranged that the amount less than the minimum salary will be borne by the relevant local level. But the employees said that they had been forced to protest because the local levels did not provide them with any additional funds. They have warned that if their demands are not met through the demonstration, they will start another phase of protest. Now sports news. Youth and Sports Minister Maheshwar Gahatraj has said that the 20th of November election will not affect the 9th National Games. The government has announced the date of the elections of the House of Representatives and the Provincial Assembly on 20th of November, amidst the talks that the 9th National Games may be postponed due to the elections. Youth and Sports Minister Bhadra has made it clear that the competition will not be stopped. Minister Bhadra said that the government has also released the budget for the competition. In the high-level discussion program organized by the National Sports Council in Pokhara regarding the preparation of the competition, Chief Minister of Gandaki Province, Krishna Chandra Nepali Pokhrel, said that a common mechanism should be created to solve the problems and difficulties that can be encountered during the National Games. 9th National Games will be held in Gandaki Province from 14th to 20th of October. According to the Council, 11 teams from 7 provinces, 3 departmental teams and 1 from NRN will participate in the competition. With this, we have come to the end of the news. Before wrapping up, here are the headlines once again. The last rites of senior Nepali Congress leader and lawmaker Pradeep Giri, who passed away last night, performed at Pashupati Aryaghat. Huge crowd of people to pay their respects from the hospital party office to Aryaghat. The Election Commission claims morale of elements disrupting the elections is increasing due to the lack of immediate action against them. Complaints that the government has not guaranteed security. Dhara in Kathmandu in crisis. The historical stone streams could not even be protected due to lack of water in the stream, water shortage becoming acute. At least 36 people killed and 145 others injured in heavy monsoon rain-triggered flash floods and other rain-related incidents during the last 24 hours in Pakistan. And Sports Minister Bhadra claims the election will not affect the 9th national game, infirms that the budget for the competition has also been released. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching Prime Times News. Good night.